Reimagine. This is week 12, so halfway through. How can you believe that already? So today we're going to run through some of the assessments. It won't take very long. And last week we asked you to just make sure you've got a pen and paper so you can write down at home how many of the repetitions that you do. But I'll describe it in more detail shortly. As usual, make sure that you've got space around you, you have a drink of water. You can always stop and have a rest, whether that's standing and just lifting your heels, or come into a seated position and just rest, but keep your toes moving or your heels moving. And if you're not feeling great today, then feel free to just sit and watch some of it or join in when you need to. So let's get started. So the assessments we always do at the beginning of class, because we need to measure you in a cold place, so when you haven't warmed up. So I'll demonstrate first and then you can do it. So let me show you the first one. So the first one is a sit to stand, and it's in 30 seconds. So if you don't want to do it today, you can do it at home and record when you're at home. So just to be sure, if you need somebody with you to do it, then just wait and don't do it yet. So this is what it looks like. And I'll time you shortly, so don't join in. So I want you to hip walk to the front third of your chair, and that's your starting point. Okay, don't do it yet. I'm going to count you down. I'll go 3, 2, 1, and then we'll start with the 30 seconds in it. So stand, sit. So I'm sitting properly and I'm standing properly, okay? I'm not kind of just bobbing on the chair and up. It's a proper sit and transfer your weight onto the chair. So hold on, don't join in yet. So I'm going to time you and then we'll get going. So bear with me, 30 seconds. It's not a race, and I don't want you to be so puffed out that you can't breathe doing it. I want you to go at your own speed, count how many you do. So 1 stand up, sit down is 1. Okay, so we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, go. If you need to stop, stop. Hold it there. Hold it there. Hold it there. Stop, 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 stop. I hate to tell you this, my timing didn't work properly. Let's have a breather. So that was your warm-up. That was your one. If you're able to, we'll go again. If not, then do it at home later on. I'll just let you have a breather. Come to the front third of your chair again. So you could see that I was stood up properly, and then I wait, and I sit properly. So let's go again.
You just don't need to demo because they're trying to match your pace.
3, 2, 1, off you go. That's better.
Excellent. Gallery, can you let the others in, please? There's 4 in the waiting.
10 seconds. Rest if you need to. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Count how many you did. Write it down for me, please. Breathe. Are we okay? If you could only manage 1, that's fine. If you didn't do any, that's fine too. It's just a measure of how you're getting on. I'll let you get your breath back and then I'll demonstrate the next one. So don't join in, don't join in. So the next one is our 180-degree turn. You can either do it with 2 chairs, 1 chair behind you and 1 chair in front, or just 1 chair. So I've got the chair behind me. I'm just going to take a step away so that I don't bang my legs. And all I'm going to do is count the amount of steps it takes me to turn to face the chair. So just watch first. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm staying, I'm in front of my chair and I'm safe, okay? I don't want any, it's not again, it's not a competition. It's not trying to see how little you can do. It's how many it would take you to do half a circle safely. So come up to standing. If you're joining in, if you're not safe to do it today, then wait, do it at home. And then I want you to count how many steps it takes you to do that half a turn to face your chair. When you're facing your chair, stop and remember how many it took you. And then come back to your chair. Make sure you're sitting. Make sure you've got your knees behind your chair, in front of your chair, and sit down. Fabulous. Have a little rest. Good, and then we'll get started with the rest of the session. So if you didn't do it today, then just do it later or tomorrow, and then please email me your results, your numbers, and that would be great, and we'll record it. Okay, so moving on to the main part of the show. Not really. Okay, so we're going to hip walk forwards in the chair. We're going to come to the front third of the chair, and then we're going to hip walk to the back of the chair. So I should be able to see your bodies moving side to side. Good morning, everybody that's just joined us. There's somebody else in the waiting room, I think. So lifting and shifting the weight forward, so moving the bottom forwards and back. Relax your shoulders. Take your feet nice and wide, and then start to push down into the floor. And use your leg strength to help your bottom to lift off. I'll have one in a bit. So, lift and shift. Keep breathing. Try not to hold your breath. This is a great exercise to warm up your hips, your legs, but also your heart rate becomes a bit quicker. Okay, stay at the front third of the chair. Breathe. And then we start to lift one heel and then the other. And you don't have to move your feet quickly. It can be nice and slow, gentle. Good morning, people joining us. You'll need to watch the video back because we've just done assessments, but we'll send the video out to you later, so no worries. Okay, keep the feet nice and still. Take them in front of you and knees are wider than the hips. Okay, take your hands down. Let's come into that lovely shoulder raise and gently, slowly drop them down. And think a smooth movement. So be kind to your joints. Don't kind of just let them clunk down. Slowly drop down, lift and lower, lift and lower. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Lovely. Big squeeze, and then this time push those fingers down. So I'm pushing, I've opened my fingers, push the fingers down, and then squeeze up. As you push your fingers down, grow through your spine. So lift through the crown of the head, and then lift and squeeze, push down. So you almost get some height. Almost feel your vertebra separating and lifting you up, and then come back to a heel lift. I'm going to bring in the arms gently. So we're just in your circulation boost. So we're warming up the body, warming up the joints and the muscles before all of our movements and exercises later. Excellent. Okay, keep the feet nice and still. Let's just focus on the arms. So take those elbows behind you, hands come to the hips and then the ears. Now if you need to help with one hand, or you've got a sore shoulder and you just need a little bit of assistance, you can always take hold of the other hand and do it this way. Fabulous. Now, what's your posture doing? Have you sunk low? And it's fine to come out of that posture for a little while if you're tired, but grow through your belly, lift and open the chest, lift your collarbones. And breathe. So just the arms for now. Excellent. Lovely. I think we've got 2 screens today, which is fab. We've got 2 screens today. Excellent.
Yeah, you can't see them on video on the other side.
No. Oh, thank you. Did somebody just move? Thanks. Oh, morning. I can see lovely new faces there. Okay. Put their feet and the arms together. Can you do opposite sides? Opposite arm to leg. You might not be able to. Not everybody can. Okay, hold it there. Hands come down. Feet are wide. Lean to one side and then use all the muscles in your belly to pull you back up, and then lean to the other side. So we don't hold it down. Come back to the center and reset if you need to. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. Lovely. Good. That feels quite nice, doesn't it? You might feel that in your waist, into your hips, into your lower back. So trying to reach right down to the side, not in front. Okay, and then lifting the heels, coming into a gentle march. Fabulous. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Excellent. Now I'm going to come up to standing, but you can stay seated and warm up still, continue the warm up in seated, or you can stand up with me. If you're standing, make sure you come up properly, make sure you pump your heels at the top and walk around the back of your chair or wherever you've got some support as we continue our little warm up. So standing, it's easier to march opposite hands to feet, isn't it? Great. Again, think posture. So belly pulls in, your bottom tucks under a little bit. Lift, open the collarbones. Relax the shoulders down and just tilt the head, pull the chin back a little bit so you've got lovely, your lovely curves in your spine. If you need to hold on, you can. Just use that chair or something to support you. You can hover your hands or completely unaided, unsupported. Okay, so we're going to come into our little torso twist. So soften through the knees and then we slide one hand across the chair and the other hand comes towards your back or bottom. Hips try and stay forwards as you come into this movement. If you're sitting, hands can slide up and down the thighs. That's it. Lovely. Take your eye gaze with you. It's really important to soften your knees, otherwise you don't get much movement. Your movement is really restricted by straight legs. Fabulous. Keep going, just nice and slowly, slowly, slowly. So really feel, slow it down, really feel that twist around into the bottom of the ribs. Slowly, slowly. Lovely. That's it. I want you to really notice where you feel that stretch. Is it the ribs? Is it the belly? Is it the back? And keep breathing. That's it. And then let's come into your march again. Excellent. And you don't need to keep up with me and my marching. I try and slow down, but I get carried away. So you can always take it slowly. Okay, moving down. Let's come back to the knees. So soften the knees, back to hips, sorry. And we're coming into that half a semicircle, a semicircle. So hips go to one side, they come all the way to the front, to the other side, back to center. And then let's go the other way. So hips to the side, to the center. Now watch, if I've got straight legs, I hardly move at all, but soften my knees and you can make it a much bigger movement. So give it a try. If you're sitting, make a big circle with your chest, okay? Circle, circle, one way and then the other. Otherwise, keep going in standing. That's it. It's like a half a hula hoop. Fabulous. Okay, and then let's come back to the march.
Can we just go over the wide base of support, what that looks like? Because we've got a lot of narrow bases.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to come into, so wide base of support is feet are wider than your hips. Okay, which means that when we're in balance, we need to be steady and safe. Wider base is much steadier, much safer than a narrow. Okay, and we don't want this. We don't want this unless we are working in balance. So take your feet a little bit wider. We're going to actually come into foot work, so ankle work. So come away from your support just enough so that it can steady you. We're going to work on the outside foot. Can we go to foot camera, please, Owen? And we're going to come into our toe, heel. So toe, heel movement. We tap the toe in. On that, try and get on the same spot, your heel. You can look down just to get yourself set up, and then you don't need to look down. I'd like you to keep your eye gaze forwards. Again, think posture, pull in, tuck the bottom, and then start to push the front of the foot forwards and then squeeze the toes up. So we're getting a big movement through the ankle, the front of the ankle and the back of the ankle. In seated, you can point and flex your foot, or you can roll. That's it.
Can you all smile, please? You're all looking very grumpy.
Concentrating. That's it. How does that feel? You know why we do this, don't you? When we're going to lunge later. We need you to get... And I was watching somebody the other day, a man, and he had such stiff ankles and he couldn't walk properly. And it kind of... Let's swap sides and I'll tell you the rest of the story. So change sides. And he could barely walk across the floor, across the road, because his ankles were so stiff. And we know that disease, arthritis and things takes away that mobility. But if you can just try and keep these ankles and joints moving, we know that you're steadier, stronger. You okay, Violet? Resting out. So do rest out if you need to. At any point, feel free to. This supporting leg, so your knee should be slightly bent, okay? Not locked out. That's it. It's nicer, it's kinder on your joints, but also it just allows for more movement. And you're always ready to step out. Achy hip, Violet, have you? Okay. Lovely. Are you squeezing those toes? Are you pushing that foot forwards? Remembering seated, point and flex the foot. And then let's come back to a march. Oh, can you feel that? So we did that a little bit longer than normal. Fabulous. And then let's come to the main camera. Let's just come into a little neck stretch. So take your feet wide and drop. Can't see me. Drop the neck to one side. Drop the head. Owen, can you change cameras, please? Thank you. Drop the ear down to the shoulder and just relax the head. Now your head's quite heavy, so let it just hang there and feel that stretch into the side of the neck. And then lift up, reset in the center, and then drop to the other side. Let that head hang heavy. Lovely. Come up to center, and then let's lift those heels as we move on to the next part, which is endurance. So we expect you to get a little bit puffed out. If you're new, if you're still fairly new, then you don't have to come into the whole range of movements or as long, so adapt it to what you need. So we're going to tap to one side. Just start by opening the hips. And we're tapping just slightly forwards and to the side within your own range of movement. So I'm not kind of overreaching. Again, you can hold onto your chair or the side. Keep breathing, relax your shoulders. Lovely posture. If you need to come out and stop and have a rest, you can. Great, and we're going to start taking it up. So we expect you to feel puffed out, but not so much that you couldn't speak to us if we asked you, are you okay? Okay, into your march. Now we're going to make this march a little bit bigger. So we're going to start by lifting the knees up in front. You can either have no arms one arm or both arms, depending on how you're feeling. Knees come up right in front of you. Relax the foot, but allow the toes to point, if that makes sense. And we're not going too fast. We're really focusing on lifting the knee rather than speed. Okay, and what does your foot sound like? I can hear mine. Toe down, heel down, and then peel up, heel, toe. Lovely. So it's that lovely knee lift up in front of you. Good, okay. Just gently lift the heels, tiny, tiny. This is your recovery section. So in between each movement, we allow you to recover. And what that does is, in those bigger movements, your heart rate lifts. In the recovery, it comes down a little bit, but not all the way back down to normal. And then we pop it up, back and down. So interval training, it's called. So breathe, recover. Let's go into a step. So we're going to step together. Step together. Again, go at your own speed, not fast. So at the moment, we're not particularly stepping over anything. We're just stepping together. And sometimes it helps to say it. Step together. And if you've got something to support you, slide your hands across so that you're not kind of reaching and making yourself a bit more vulnerable. In seated, it's exactly the same. It's a tap to the side and together, or just a tap out. People in standing, keep going. It's either a tap together, or you can tap, come to the center, tap. Whichever you prefer. That's it. Keep going.
What's that? We need to really see you travel sideways.
Okay, let's come just to that heel lift. Just lift the heels. So this is your recovery. So nothing too major, nothing too big. Breathe. Catch your breath, as they say. My gran used to say, catch your breath. Right, how do you feel? Just note how you feel. We're going to add on. So we're going to step over this time. Step over, together. Step over, together. So first leg steps over, other leg steps over. So just one step, together, and back, together. Step over, together. Remember, when your feet are together, that will be when you're most unsteady, when you will be most unsteady. So have something by you if you need to. That's it. So we've prepped your hips and your thighs for this movement. If you need to rest out, just come back to that heel lift. Keep breathing. Lovely. And then come back into that recovery. Just a heel lift. Lift the heels. Da, da, da. Breathe. You can always grab a drink if you need to. Okay, we're going to change. So similar but different. And we did do this last week or the week before. So just watch. Just march your heels while you watch. So I'm going to step wide and then together. Now just watch what I do. It's a step wide, but it's a dip. So I'll show you from the side as well. It's a step wide, so I have to bend my knees, stick my bottom out, step together and rise. So it's a bit of a squat, a bit of a knee bend. So I'll show you seated option in a second. And again, take your time. I don't want anybody going too fast. So it's one step together, one step. In seated, you can come into your bunny hop because it's similar. It's not the wide step, but take your feet wide and then a bunny hop. Or you can be staggered on the diagonal. That's it. So this will make you feel puffed out because you're stepping wide. We're using those big muscles in the thighs, in the bottom. Lovely, Maggie. Lovely, everybody. That's it. Fantastic work. Excellent. And then come to your march. Just that heel lift, so recover. Think, how do you feel? Who's that dancing? Is that Robin? Robin's having a little dance there. Lovely. Oh, we'll be joining you in a minute. So just a heel lift to get your breath back. Heel lift. Take some long breaths. As we go back into, we're going to go double step, but not particularly lifting your knees up high. Double step. We're bringing the heart rates down a little bit. Land safely. Seated. It's a tap to the side again. Excellent. Good. Last one there. And then back. And then let's just come into some lunges just to the outside of your chair. Swap sides. Seated, it's the same. You step out and lean. Step forwards, taking your weight on that front leg. Fabulous. Good, good. And back to heel lift. Heel lift. Take some deep breaths again. Let's just tap and tap. Tap to the side. You should feel your heart rates coming down. You shouldn't be so puffed out if you're puffed out. And then let's come into really wide feet and into our wide base sway. Lifting our hands up. The heel lifts up as you come to the opposite side.
Lovely arms.
So you're nice and steady.
You're right about Robin. She's got it all going on.
She has.
Throwing shapes and creating moves. Beautiful. So's Jodie, by the way. Lovely arms.
Okay, let's just do one arm. Push up. Press. Little press. Press. Okay, no arms. Just lifting the heel. Taking a breath. Excellent. As we come into balance. So, grab a drink if you need to. But we're going to stay in standing. Sorry about my drinks, Flask H. Could you have you taken a photo of people who are in?
No, I'll do that next.
Thank you. Okay, so working through balance, working on what we've been doing, but adding on. So, the balance section is your most challenging if you're unsteady. So be careful. We always want you to have wide feet unless we say otherwise. And in seated, you can join us and I'll give you directions for those seated options. So I'm going to come to my support and I'm pressing down on my support. I'm not grabbing hold of, okay? And I'm away from my chair enough so that it can support me if I need to. I'm going to take one leg. I'll show you from the side. I'm going to slide it back and you can hold it there. And then I'm going to lift that heel behind me. You can see my knees are together. So I've not got my knee in front and my heel's not kind of up to my bottom. It's just lifted at 90. And then just hold. So I want you to think about what happens here is when you get tired, that hip starts to stick out. Because we're tired, I want you to think, pull in, tall posture, belly pulls in and your bottom tucks under, shoulders are down. And then, how do we come out of this move? What do? We step out nice and wide, lovely. Compensatory step. So that compensates for if you were wobbly, you could step out to the side or forwards or back. Okay, same side, because we're adding on, we're progressing here. We're going to slide that foot back. I'm going to lift that leg and then I'm going to swing. So you're just swinging as if you're dragging that foot on the floor. The movement comes from the hip. So my knee stays stable, steady. Keep breathing. It's like you've got something on your shoe and you're just wiping it off. When you're ready to stop, come out by stepping wide. And then wiggle jiggle the hips, give them a little rub if you need to. It can make them ache, or your knees. In seated, sorry I didn't say seated option, you can sit forwards in your chair and lift that heel. You can still swing, but if you just want to lift the foot off, then that means that you're quite unstable. Okay, we're going to change sides. So walk around the other side or move furniture if it's safe to do that. Same on the other side. So we're going to take that foot back. I'm going to lift the heel and I'm just going to hold. So think posture. Eye gaze is forwards. We don't need to look down. Okay, you know where your feet are. You know where the floor is. Spread those toes out in your shoes or on the floor and put the weight through your big toe, second toe. That stabilises your ankle. Come out of it if you need to and then come back in. And then to come out, compensatory step, nice and wide. Wiggle jiggle, give those hips a rub, whatever you need to do. Fabulous. Have a little circle, a little shimmy I was going to say. You can shimmy away if you like. Okay, and into our swing. So let's set up. Foot comes back. Heel lifts, posture check, and then we swing, lift and lower, swing it forwards, back. So my hips are staying forwards, my body isn't swinging to the side. I'm breathing, I'm smiling, it's Monday, you're with Move More. What more could you want? Ready? When you're ready, come out. Step nice and wide, and then just wiggle. Shift weight side to side. Give those hips a little rub. Okay, come into the first side again. We're going to step. So I need the chair in front of me because I'm going to step in different directions. And I need to know that it's there, not that I'm leaning forwards or it's right far behind me and I'm overreaching. So outside leg again, we're going to step forwards, back to centre. So you can see I'm coming back to my base of support. I'm going to go out to centre. Then I'm going to go back to centre. Out to the side and then forward. So we always come back to that base of support. To the side. In seated, you can go side, forward, side, not necessarily back. In seated, you need to lean forwards as you're joining in, not in standing. In standing, think lovely posture. This supporting leg stays nice and still. The knee is soft. That's it, and take your time. Go in your own time. Hold on if you need to. Excellent. Good. Keep going. So you might notice as we move along the weeks, we just take a bit longer to do these moves. Progression and adding on. Okay, let's change sides. And you might find one side you're much steadier than the other. And it's about practicing. That's it. Going back to centre, going to the side, centre, and just do a check. When you're coming back, are your feet apart or are you coming back to, it's habit, but your body will get to learn that you need to come to that base of support, that nice wide base of support. Lovely. Side. Back. So you can see that if you were to wobble, you could step. Your body remembers and your muscles remember this. And if I was to wobble backwards, I would step backwards to recover, to compensate for that wobble. That's it. Last time. You right, Sally? Yeah? Okay, and come to just that wide base. Okay, we're coming back to reach, which we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. So, come behind your chair or by the side of it. We're going to lift onto the balls of the feet. So we raise. Now, couple of tips. Feet wider than hips. You can point your toes out a little bit. Soften the knees, spread your toes out in your shoes and push the weight in your big toe, second toe. Feel the difference. And it kind of stops your ankles being so wobbly because that weight is directed into the centre of your body. And then we start to add a reach. Now, if you want to reach without coming onto your toes to start with, you can. So just try it, and if you're new to this one, just try it without rising. So we're lifting forwards and up. It's not right directly above the head. It's forwards and up. And you can see that without even coming onto my toes, my weight leans forwards. It transfers forwards. Fabulous. And then if you want to, you can come onto your toes and reach as well. One hand. Seated, it's exactly the same. You're in the front third of your chair. You're lifting your heels and you're reaching. If you're confident here, and only if you're confident with one hand, can you try both. And it might be that you don't lift your heels. Just try the arms only. If you've got sore shoulders, then just forwards. Just leaning, reaching forwards.
Check breathlessness here.
Yeah, how's your breathing? Arms above the heads might make you short of breath. So take your time to come out of it or stop doing it. And then hold it there. Hold it there and just lift the heels gently. Just gently. Breathe. It helps. Just lift slowly, gradually. And then if you're okay, we're going to walk. So you might have a wall, you might have a couple of chairs, and we're just going to walk around your room or around your chair, or you can walk on the spot. But we're trying to, and you normally walk everywhere, don't you? You know, you'll walk in the shops and not think about it. Going around in circles can make you dizzy though, so make sure you go round the other way. And then I want you to really be aware of your posture, so mindful walking here. Think slow walk. Where are your feet? Are your feet still apart? Are you pulling your belly in? Are you relaxing your shoulders? Can you breathe? Can you look straight ahead? Are you using your arms? Are you heel toe or are you flat-footed? Can you change direction? So when you change direction, start to just take a few steps around and then go off in the other direction. And then take a few steps around. So make sure you try and go in different directions. So for instance, I'm walking, I'm stopping, I'm turning to my right while I'm just taking some steps. I'm going to walk forwards, I'm going to stop, I'm going to turn to my left. And in seated, you could be marching on the spot and just looking in different directions.
Some of them have disappeared off the screen.
Oh, can you come back to screen so we can keep an eye on you? Are you grabbing a quick cuppa? I don't blame you. I would. Lovely. So mindful. Foot placement, posture, breathing, stepping, turning. How are we doing? Are we okay? Okay, and then I want you to come to your chairs. Feel the chair behind your knees. Take your time and sit down. Well done. So if we had you in class in face-to-face, we would have tables down the side and chairs in a row. And remember that, Anita? Chairs in a row. We'd have you walking We'd have you walking backwards. We'd have you walking and talking, walking and spelling your name back to front. All sorts. So make sure you've got a band as we move on to our strength part. Lovely, Malcolm. Right. Have a little nap. Take your time, grab a drink. Decaf, please. Can I have Americano? Okay, I'll have just a baby chino, please. That's enough milk for me, honestly. No, it's fine. It's easy. Okay, so front third of your chair. So we're going to work through a variety of movements with our band. And our band gives us resistance. So it's like using weights. You can use own body resistance. So if you've got sore joints or sore muscles, then see how you get on and go with it. You can always rest out. So we're going to come into upper back strength. And what happens is we pop the band on our thighs, slide your palms under and then hold. Oh, someone's just sent a message. Tuck your elbows in. Hold the band in front of you. I'll show you from the side. So we're going to lift up. We're then going to open that band out. We're going to slide it back to the belly button. You squeeze the shoulder blades together here. Keep breathing, because this is where you hold your breath. Send it forwards. Release the tension and drop down. And breathe. This is where you're allowed a little slump. Okay, let's lift up again. So lift the hands, open, draw right back to the belly button and squeeze the shoulder blades. You're almost trying to squeeze the elbows together. Send it forwards, release that tension and drop down. Have a breather. If you hold your breath, you might feel dizzy. So open, pull right back, so here to your belly button. Send it forwards, release, drop down. If that's too hard, just take your hands wider. If it's not hard enough, take your hands closer. So we lift, open. This time we pull back and then we're going to open and close the hands. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, send them forwards, drop down, rest, relax.
Just a quick thing. This is called resistance. So we use bands. We can get one out to you, Marianne. But you can also use tins of beans or hand weights if you've got them. So there's lots of different ways you can apply resistance on your body. So bands are one thing. But tins of beans are another thing. You can do all the same movement. If you haven't got a band and you're new, follow the movement pattern because you're still benefiting from the movement because your muscle will have memory and it will learn the repetition of the pattern.
Okay, let's go again. So we're going to lift, open, pull back, squeeze. So your band's at your belly button, your elbows are tucked in, and we're going to open out and let go. So control that movement out and in. Don't let it ping back in. And that really works the muscles on the way out and on the way back. Your feet are forwards. You're nice and steady in the chair. You're breathing. Tiny little movements and then release and let go. Oh. So I'm going to explain sets and repetitions. So we did about eight movements there. That's 8 repetitions. And we did it twice. So you've done 2 sets of 8 reps. If you wanted to get stronger and notice your improvement, it might mean that we do 8 repetitions for 3 sets with a pink band, red band. And then to move on, we might do 6 repetitions 4 times, 4 sets, or on a blue band. So there's lots of ways, but we need to see your strength increasing, improving by adding on. So please, please practice this at home. I'll send you the PDF, the photos. Please practice this at home because it will make a difference. Okay, Let's go down to legs so we don't overstress your, and that's upper back strength, but it's also, I think it's shoulder strength as well. So we're going to pop the band under the middle of the foot, under the arch, instep. And you're going to hold the band with the ends poking out the top. Whatever you do, don't wrap it around your fingers. You'll end up with blue fingers. Okay, so we're going to work on the back of the leg, back of the thigh strength. So we're going to lift the knee, hands stay on the hips. Put them on the hips and keep them there. Then we press that foot down towards the floor. We lift the knee up. As you drop the leg down, you let go of the hands and rest. So it's lift the knee, hands on hips, that's 1. Press down 2. Squeeze the thighs here though. Lift 3. Drop down, let go 4. Let's go again. So lift and hips. Press, squeeze the thigh. Lift and drop. Let's do one more. Lift, hips, press down, hold it there, and then we're going to lift the knee, straighten, lift, straighten, lift. So the knees coming up towards your nose. If you can, let's do 4 more. If not, rest out. 2 more. Oh, can you feel it in your hips? Last one. Rest. Oh, so well done. That was 1 set of 8, and then we did 8. Oh no, 1 set of 4. Sorry, and then we did 8 of the repetitions in that static hold when your legs were stuck out in extension. Other leg. So under the instep arch, bands poking out the top. Let's set up. So we're going to do 4 of the main ones. So we're going to lift, hips, press that leg away, lift that knee, drop down, release the hands. And why do we do this with the hands? Because it takes that movement out of the shoulder. So there should be no tension through the shoulders. So lift, press, my shoulders are relaxed. I'm not trying to hold on to the band. Last one, lift and press. And then we're going to hold it there. We're going to go 8, 7, I'll go sideways, 6, breathe, 5, 4, I can feel it now, can you? 3, 2, last one, 1, rest. Good, fabulous. Let's come to a quick chest press because we're running out of time. So, like you're drying your back off, pop the band under your armpits and hold at chest height. So I'm holding here, my elbows are back and down, or wherever you can comfortably go. And you can see I've got like the bands. Ladies, you know what I'm thinking. So we're going to press forwards, bring it slowly back in, press the other hands forwards. And slowly, so that slow movement back in works the muscle in a different way. So it works the opposite muscle, it works it differently rather. I won't go into too much detail. So we press and you really slow it down coming back in. I don't want you to let it ping back in. Press, and then can you do both? Press, pull back and press, keep breathing, pull back. Really great for strength here. Chest strength, chest press. Oh, I didn't do the wall. Oh, blimey. I'll tell you what, I'll send you videos of the wall. Please do the wall exercises at home. So you've got homework. You've got band homework and wall homework. Right, hold there. Or shall we stick a wall in? No, I won't do it. I won't rush it. Okay, one more. Biceps. We'll do triceps next week. So pop the band under both of your feet so it's steady. It's not going to ping out. Hand holds the band about knee height and then let it go over the top. Palm faces in. And we're just going to lift that hand towards the shoulder and drop it down. I'll show you from the side. So my elbow tucks in, I'm lifting, my upper arm does not move. I'm lifting and lowering. And you should have enough resistance on there so you can feel it working. It shouldn't be so easy that you go, oh yeah, I can't even feel that. So how do we do that? We hold lower down. That's it, keep breathing. If it's too hard, hold it further up. Okay, and then let's take the hand, the palm facing the ceiling, and then go. Lift, can you feel the difference? Lift, try and keep that hand, wrist straight and strong. Drop down, pull up, up, up. And again, like Helen said, you can do this with a tin if you don't have a band, but we will send some out. And then rest, let's change sides. So palm facing in to start with, elbow tucks in. And I've got to let it go a bit because I've got a dodgy elbow. So lower down, pull up, lower down, elbow tucks in, big squeeze. And squeezing on the band with your hands as well is great. It's called grip strength. So we need to keep your hands, your fingers strong, and this helps to do that as well. You know, as you get older and you can't open that jar anymore, it's really annoying, isn't it? This grip strength will help you to do that. Okay, let's turn the hand, the palm faces up, elbow stays tucked in, and nice straight wrist. Don't let your wrist kind of bend over, so that protects the wrist. Squeeze on with your fingers, breathe and smile, and then let go. And you can throw your band at me. That's what we used to do in class. We'd all throw them at Helen. Okay, feet nice and wide. Let's just come to some relaxing Tai Chi and a quick stretch. So fingertips come together, bring them just to chest height and then lower down. Slow your breath. So slowly with the fingers, hands, lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Keep breathing. Lovely. Okay, make a circle in front of you. Hands, palms press down. Make a fist, pull in. Press away. Make a circle. Hands press down. Make a fist, pull in. Press. Let's do 2 more of these. Circle, slide, pull in, breathe, press away. Last one, circle, down, fist pulls in, presses away, and then fingertips join again. This time press to me. And again, lift, press, lift and press. Last time. And then a quick stretch. So just pop one hand on the other shoulder. Draw that hand, that arm in. Breathe. And just drawing that arm across your body to feel that stretch into the back of the arm. Take that hand up or across you. And then take that hand over your head, whichever way that might be. Feet are nice and wide, yeah? Steady. And then coming out of that stretch. Hands on the opposite side. You can hold it there or just nudge, gently draw that arm across. Take the hand up, reach and then send it over your head. Fabulous. And come out. Hands come to the back either holding the chair or into the lower back, squeezing the elbows together, chin lifts slightly, and just breathe. And then let's just stretch the back of your legs. We've worked them quite hard today. So one foot goes forwards, hands on the other thigh, hinge from the hips and lean forwards. Think about a long spine. So not rounding through the spine here, as that doesn't really allow you to stretch out the back of the legs. Come up and then leave the foot there, relax the foot off and then squeeze the toes up towards the knee. And then let's change sides. So other leg presses away, hands on the thigh, just lift up and then fold. A nice long neutral spine here. Breathe. Lovely. Come up to sitting, relax the foot and then squeeze the toes up towards the knee. And we'll just do a little breath, just literally for a minute. Close your eyes. Take a long breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again. Feel the belly swell as you breathe in deeply into your body and all the way out. Feel that breath just allowing your body to recover, taking in the oxygen and the air that allows your body to recover. Feel the breath into the shoulders, the chest, and then down to the belly. And then feel the breath just in the belly. Feel the belly rise and fall. Feel the feet, toes spread out in the shoes. Feel grounded by your feet. Feel 4 corners of the feet. Feel the instep of the foot as it lifts away from the floor. And feel the outside edge of the foot. Feel the bottom and the backs of the legs on the chair. And just feel grounded. Your feet are nice and wide, you're steady and safe. As you breathe and rest your body. But also re-energizing your body for the rest of the day. And then we move toes, fingers. Take some more normal breaths. Have a stretch if you need to. Open your eyes. Oh. Put your hands together and give yourself a little round of applause. Well done, everybody, for working so hard. Please let us know how you get on. Please send us your emails with your results of your assessments. And we'll see you very soon. Don't forget to do your homework. So bands and what was it? We'll look back and you'll see. Take care. See you very soon.